When people think the greatest teams in the world today, a lot of people, they think Team BDS, Jet Energy, Envy, Space Station, pretty much all these top six teams and all these top six teams. But truly, they're forgetting about the actual greatest team of all time, and that is the one and only F2. And you're thinking, who's F2? And if you really just said that, you should just quit playing Rocket League yourself, because F2 is the greatest team of all time. Yes, they did lose in RLCS Season 3 in 2017 to this team, but that was a fluke. These guys made the greatest run in the NA qualifier bracket history. A bunch of dudes knocking out shots fired who knocked them out in the first round. 2-0. They sweep them. This team beat them in the first round, tried to kill their hopes early. And you maybe ask, who's on F2? Simple. Wolfless, John Sandman, and the greatest Rocket League player of all time, Neat Mike. That's all you need. Like, people think if they would have still played this game, I'm telling you, they'd be 12,000 points, number one for NA, because simply they're just that great. And you're thinking, well, if they're that great, then why didn't they win? Well, if you know who John Sandman is, and if you don't, you must live under a rock. He has like 10 billion subscribers, and what happened was when it was a movie because they recorded the entire thing and they were going crazy, like they were popping off, beating GC teams. And they weren't even full Grand Champs. The only one on the Grand Champ was Neat Mike, like I said, the greatest player of all time, which makes sense. They got here, they went 1-0, and they kind of, they were screwing around. Mike decided to take a few shots of vodka, and that was eventually his demise. After they beat shots fired, like it was nothing. They got a little, hectic, and they could have easily won. Which, that's the team right here that they lost to, right here. This team ended up going to almost making it to the Open Qualifier Week 2. But at the end of the day, F2 is the greatest team of all time, and they will always be the best team of all time. They have the three best players of all time. You can't name one better player than me, Mike, John Sandman, or Wolfless. They're all just insane. Imagine if they still played today, it wouldn't even be fair. I'd honestly feel bad for every RLCS pro team because they'd be dominating every single time. But I just had to let you guys know who the true best team in NA is, or just in the world, because people would be thinking it's BDS, but nah. It's these goats right here. These goats right here. John Sandman, Neat Mike, Wolfless. There's no one better. No one better.